let's talk about ways to not get banned or blocked or taken off, removed, deleted from print on demand websites. And I have to say, I learned the hard way. Some of these, you can spend hours and hours and hours uploading, making your store on whichever platform super beautiful, and then go to log in the next day and find out it's all been closed down because you have made an error and done something naughty. Usually you do it by accident. Usually it's purely because you didn't know it wasn't something you shouldn't have done. You can try and appeal. They don't always listen. They don't always reply. You usually, more often than not, with most of them, get a standard response, standard email response. Luckily, most print on demand providers and platforms are much better at responding to customers when they have an issue with clothing that's damaged or something they've ordered. So that's good. And if they were only going to reply to one person, I would rather it was my customer. But on the other hand, how are we supposed to get customers if our accounts are blocked? So let's have a look. Now, the first thing, and first and foremost, absolutely, that I would say is most important is to do your trademark checks. Just because it's not some mega famous, well-known brand name doesn't mean it hasn't been trademarked. So get on there and do your trademarks either on Tess, the American site, the site for your own country or where you're going to be promoting and selling your products, or the UK one, which is the UK IPO office. All countries have their own, which is a bit of a pain because it means if you're selling internationally, technically you should be trademark checking every single country. Do most of your sales come from the US and the UK? Then that's where you should really be checking. So once you've got past that hurdle and realized, yeah, I'm fine, everything's safe to use, I can use this title, use these prints, and also use it in my keywords, you go ahead and start doing your keyword research for your ready so that you can do your tags, which takes me on to my next point. Certain platforms, particularly Redbubble, get very shirty if you tag spam. And this can mean what people were doing about a year and a half ago, which is finding a long tail keyword and just putting the same long tail keyword in 25, 50 times. Don't do that. But the other thing that they don't like, and this is what I have found out, is using exactly the same stack of keywords for every product you put on. Now, if your store is very niche, say it's fishermen on the Isle of Wight. So if it's only for fishermen on the Isle of Wight, most of your keywords are going to be fishermen on Isle of Wight. I love Isle of Wight fishing, IOW fishing, etc., etc. So it's going to be really hard not to use the same keywords all the time, but you need to mix them up a bit, throw a few ones in, get a few out, things like that, because tag spamming will get you banned, will get you closed. What they're trying to avoid is people taking the mickey, obviously, and also people ripping people off, things like that. So try to see it from their point of view. Okay, so next, textures. I have got notes because there's quite a few here. Textures. So this one's particularly important for what used to be known as Merch by Amazon, Amazon Merch on Demand, where they don't want you to mislead your customers. So they don't want you to put pink fluffy t-shirt or pink fluffy design, pink fluffy rabbit t-shirt, say, because they think that you're telling the customer it's actually got a fluffy texture. The same with glitter, gold, metallic, sparkly. Don't use any of these specific words because they conjure up in people's minds a texture. And It's a flat print. Now, it might be that your print is of a photo of a furry rabbit. So it's really important that you say something like, look how the you can see the rabbit's fur in the image. So be really careful. You're obviously saying it's a flat image of the fur. I mean, even better, stay away from it altogether. If in doubt, leave it out. So, no textures. It's not a good idea. Next, we'll look at follow the rules. Follow the rules. Every single platform, provider, everything, and I'll tell you the difference in a moment. Uh, every single one of them has got their own specific rules. Have a look, have a read through, be aware of them, because there might be something that's very particular. For example, the merch one with the textures, some of the others might not care less, give a monkeys about that. Next, adult content. So if you're designing adult content, pretty much most of them will let you put swear words on, let you put pretty much most things on, as long as they're not trademarked to someone else. But what you must do is tick the box that says it's adult content. Now, I can see why you wouldn't want to tick that box. I completely understand why you wouldn't want to tick that box. And it is because it's obviously not going to get as many eyes on it. For example, on Redbubble, there's a picture of a fig leaf that comes up if you've ticked adult content. So your title has got to be really good to make people actually want to tick on it and have a look. So bear that in mind. But if you don't put that it's adult content and it's clearly adult content, which of course is anything relating to alcohol, sex, swear words. I would say violence, but I think most of them just wouldn't let you put violence on there anyway, so let's stay away from that one. Putting those on there and not ticking that it's adult content will mean they'll be removed. And we want to play by the rules, don't we? And if you keep putting things on there that keep getting removed, it won't be that long before your whole account is gone. And all that work, nothing. So the platforms themselves are more strict, but why do I keep mentioning platforms and providers? Platforms are things like Redbubble, Spreadshirt, Teespring, Spring now, Society6, all of these ones where you put your designs on, but it's their storefront, their shopfront. So if we think about it, it's kind of their reputation that's at risk. With providers, these are the places that integrate. So they integrate with your own website. So suddenly the risk, the reputation is down to you, not them. So they tend not to be as strict. Still avoid certain things because you don't want to get sued for using someone else's trademark. You don't want these problems. You want your store to grow, get more and more popular, bring more and more money in, and everybody's happy, bring you this wonderful passive income. You wake up in the morning to lots of orders have come through from all around the world. That's what you want. So why put obstacles in the way? Just don't do it. So that's it. Providers, as such, the ones like Printful, Printify, things like that, it's your responsibility because you're the one selling it. You're taking on the risk. With Redbubble, Spreadshirt, all of those, Zazzle, all the rest of them, it's they're getting more involved and they don't want to be sued because of you, because of something you've done.